Scherzer leads the Tigers out onto the field. Game 1 in this 3-game series featuring the Tigers and the Seattle Mariners. And if the Tigers combine for 3 or more home runs in this game, make sure you bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow and get yourself a free small order of curly fries. Well, the M's are in town. That means the great Ichiro Suzuki is in town. He's batting third these days, but Ichiro, of course, has piled up some big-time numbers in his career. And here is the Seattle starting lineup presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Sean Figgins will lead it off. He's at left, followed by Dustin Ackley at second base. Ichiro, career .347 at Comerica. Jesus Montero, the DH, followed by Kyle Seager, Alex Liddy, Michael Saunders, Miguel Olivo, and Munenori Kawasaki batting 9th. Today's starting pitcher is Max Scherzer, presented by Soaring Eagle Casino.
Well, Max kind of stubbed his toe his very first outing of the year against the Boston Red Sox. Didn't do all that well, but his last couple of starts, he's been very good. The earned run average is approaching 8, but it has really gotten down from the first start of the year, and expect him to go out and pitch a really good game tonight. Let's take a look at the Tigers defensively. It's always presented by Beaumont Health System. You got Rayburn in left today, Jackson in center, Boesch in right, Cabrera, Peralta in fielder, round out the infield, and Alex Avila is behind the plate, putting down the signals for Max.
And we are ready for baseball tonight on another cool evening here in the Motor City. Although right now it is 60 degrees, a little bit of wind here at the ballpark, but it's fairly pleasant. And a nice night for baseball. Sean Figgins will lead things off for the visiting Seattle Mariners, who come in 7-10. Seattle right now in third place in the American League's West Division. Max Scherzer climbs on top of the hill, ready to go. Figgins batting .215 with 6 RBIs this year. The speedy leadoff man for Seattle. Here's the first pitch of the ball game. And Scherzer throws it right down the middle, strike 1. A 93-mile-an-hour fastball is how we start this one tonight. Figgins had a really rough year last year, an injury-plagued season. Hoping to stay in the lineup a little bit more this year. That misses low and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, really, since he left the Angels out in Anaheim, Figgins hasn't played up to his true potential in a Seattle Mariners uniform.
Well, here are the splits in his time with the Angels, and you see his numbers with Seattle much lower, and they really have not gotten what they expected out of Figgins when they signed him as a free agent a couple of years ago.
Well, Eric Wedge is kind of using him now how he was used out west in Anaheim. He's playing left field, he's playing some center field, he has been at third base as well.
The 2-1 pitch fouled off the mask.
And Eric Wedge, their manager, hoping to recapture some of that magic by basically using Figgins all around the baseball diamond.
Eric Wedge 74 and 105 in his second season as the M skipper. 2-2 on Sean Figgins. Dustin Ackley and Ichiro to follow here in the first inning. Tigers come in tonight at 10-6 atop the Central. The 2-2 is just off the plate, 3-2. Scherzer giving up 3 earned runs in each of his last 2 starts after giving up 7 earned runs in his first outing, that start against the Boston Red Sox. There's a ball. He lost him. So Figgins gets a leadoff base on balls. We'll keep our eyes on him. Here is Dustin Ackley. Off to a .242 start this year. Ackley, a first-round pick a couple of years back, 2009, out of North Carolina. And Scherzer throws one again right down the middle, 0-1.
Ackley kind of reminds me of Adam LaRoche when standing in the batter's box. He kind of stands straight up and down. A little bit of a wide open stance, kind of bouncing that bat back and forth off his back shoulder.
The second pick overall in 09. And now Scherzer will step off.
Last couple of years, the Mariners have not had a good offensive club. Therefore, their last few drafts, they have really drafted a lot of position players. And a couple of them just drafted a few years ago are in this lineup tonight.
Here's the 0-1. Yeah, in fact, they are begging for offense so much that they traded away Michael Pineda to the New York Yankees in the offseason.
Seattle not running a whole lot at the beginning of this year. They have 7 steals as a team. They've been caught 4 times. Figgins has 1 of those.
And the 0-2. It's outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That, for me, in a nutshell, is the biggest difference in Figgins when he was with the Angels than here. There's no way he'd still be at first base back in the days when he was being managed by Mike Scioscia.
Well, he's in some pretty good company there. 5 of his last 8 seasons, 40-plus steals. The 1-2. It seemed like when Figgins played with the Angels, he was, well, much more aggressive. Obviously, the stolen base numbers were up.
Maybe that's the style of the managers. Of course, he's played for Don Wakamatsu his first year in Seattle. Eric Wedge the last 2.
2-2 now on Dustin Ackley. Scherzer does not have much of a pickoff move. It is something he worked on in spring training this year. Two and 2 on Ackley. And he hits one right back up the middle. That's going to get into center field, a base hit. Figgins on his way to third base, and he'll get there safely. Right through the box and into center.
Well, what Max needs to do a little bit better job of, and that's after he delivers the ball home. As a pitcher, you have to get yourself in a better position to field the ball. That ball right back up the middle, and Max not in position to field it.
And because of that, now the Mariners have runners at the corners, nobody out. And their number 3 hitter, Ichiro Suzuki. Ichiro batting .275. Hasn't really had a whole lot of success against Max, only 2 for 12 against him in his career. All 1 missing low. Ichiro very difficult to double up. Batting in the 3 hole these days for Seattle. Here's the 1-0. Popped him up. Middle of the infield. Inge to the grass. That's a big out. 1 away. And the runners hold. Ichiro now 2 for 13 against Mac's career. Here comes Jesus Montero, the piece that Seattle got back from Michael Pineda. And by all accounts, this young man is destined for stardom offensively. They really feel he is going to be a dynamite offensive player in this league.
And the scouting report on Montero when he came from the Yankees is that he was not a good catcher, good defensive catcher, but talking to some Seattle Mariners people, they feel like he can make himself adequate at that position.
Montero cuts and misses, had a big rip.
It's a good pitch by Max, getting on top of the breaking ball.
Leadoff walk to Figgins, a single by Ackley, but 1 out later. Montero trying to drive in a run. And the 0-1. Ground ball left side. He'll do just that. It's a base hit. Figgins will score, and Montero has his 9th RBI of the year.
It was a 94-mile-per-hour fastball. It was at the bottom of the strike zone, and he showed some really nice bat quickness to get to this ball here. Look how short and quick this swing is.
So the Mariners score first. That is their 2nd hit in the inning. Still only 1 out for Kyle Seager. He's batting .255. And he fouls it away 0-1.
They believe Seager is going to be a really good hitter in the majors. He was drafted in the 3rd round in 2009, the same draft that Ackley, who is standing on second base, was drafted 2nd overall in the country.
They were teammates at North Carolina. Now they are teammates here in Seattle. He skies this one in the air to shallow center field. Peralta going back to the grass. And there are 2 gone. One thing we do know about the Seattle team, Rod, is they are very, very young.
Well, I guess you could say that they are rebuilding. And they probably have the right man to do that. Eric Wedge, when he was managing the Cleveland Indians for a number of years, had very young rosters.
Only the Royals and Astros have younger rosters right now actively in the major leagues.
Royals have dropped 11 straight, buddy.
Ugh. Really hard to believe. Alex Liddy, the batter. Liddy batting .286.
It is not often in the big leagues that you have this much turnover with your big league roster. I mean, there's a Liddy, there's a Montero, there's a Seager.
Kawasaki.
Wow.
The 0-1. Bouncing ball left side. Cabrera diving play, but he can't corral it, and everybody is safe. How about Miguel stretching out?
Well, he was out early today with Rafael Belliard, and Inge was over at third base as well, taking a lot of ground balls, and he takes about 2-3 steps and a big dive. He gets over there, he's able to pick it, but when he gets up and tries to exchange it to the throwing hand, he mishandles the baseball, therefore doesn't get the out at second base, but he showed some really good range right there.
So they're loaded up now for Michael Saunders. Mariners have a 1-0 lead on the RBI hit by Montero. Ball one, and that may have hit either Avila's leg or the umpire's leg. James Hoy, the home plate umpire.
Well, if it hit James Hoy, they caught a break because that would have been a wild pitch.
Thank you very much. And a run. The right leg of James Hoy saves a run. 1-0 on Saunders. That's fouled off. 1 ball, 1 strike. Saunders hitting .209. It's been up and down the last couple of years with Seattle. Hit only 149 last year in the big leagues in just 58 games.
Well, they like his skill set. Good defender, good speed, occasional power, but he has not been able to put it all together in the major leagues yet.
2-1. The Seattle team as a club bats .223, and only Oakland has a lower team batting average in the early going here. They've got the bases loaded, though. Ackley and Montero and Liddy. Fouled off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Saunders right now is 3 for his last 19, but he has a chance to break it open a little bit in the very first inning. Scherzer about to throw his 24th pitch. And the 2-2. Ground ball foul outside of the bag at first. Here's the breakdown on Max. He's gotten a couple of ground balls in this inning, but both have been sharply hit. A couple of pop-ups have helped the cause. But the leadoff walk has come around to score. Tried to check it, he went around. Strike 3 called. Saunders is out of there. They're going to leave him loaded. Seattle gets a run. As we go to the bottom of the first, Austin Jackson trying to get the Tigers starting lineup going. Brought to you by Big Boy tonight. It'll be Jackson, Boesch, and Cabrera as your top three. Prince Fielder, 230 home runs since '06. He is batting cleanup, playing first base. Followed by Delman Young, the DH. Johnny Peralta, the shortstop. Avila, Rayburn, and Inge. Your bottom three. Today's starting pitcher is Jason Vargas, presented by Fox Chevrolet of Rochester Hills.
Decent numbers for Vargas. He comes in with 2 wins, 1 loss, a sub-3 ERA. He cuts the fastball. He has a nice little curveball. Also change up away from the right-handed batter.
That's in foul ground, first base side. Who wants it? The second baseman Ackley does.
Let's take a look at the Seattle Mariners defensive alignment tonight. It's always presented by Tim Hortons. Figgins, Saunders, Suzuki in the outfield. Seager, Kawasaki, Ackley, Liddy in the infield. And Miguel Olivo is the catcher today, putting down the signs for Jason Vargas.
Ichiro positioned out there in right field with that terrific throwing arm of his. Brennan Boesch will stand in now with 1 out. And Boesch looks at strike 1. We've got a little bit of a mini shift on for Boesch. The shortstop Kawasaki is toward the bag at second. Not quite what you see for Prince Fielder or David Ortiz, but they're around nonetheless. The 0-1. Boesch 2 for 16 on the homestand and 6 for 9 against Vargas, so he's had a lot of success against this lefty. The 1-1. Bouncing ball right side. Nice hop for Liddy. And there are 2 gone. By the way, this game is available in crystal clear high definition on Fox Sports Detroit HD, sponsored by Xfinity from Comcast. 2 up, 2 down now for Detroit. That'll bring up Miguel Cabrera. .290 batting average for Cabrera. And Vargas drops one in for a strike, 0-1. Miguel 6 for 17 on the homestand. Inside, backed him out of there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Showed you the graphic at the top of the show, or during Tigers Live pregame. The Tigers are 6-1 this year against lefties. Now the 1-1 pitch. Make it 2-1. Vargas, 29 years of age. He's out of Apple Valley, California. The victim really of very little run support last year. In fact, they gave him a little bit over 3 runs per game, which was second lowest in the American League. Well, Doug Fister went through that same thing before the trade brought him to Detroit. 3-1 pitch. And he lost him, ball 4.
And one of the reasons why Vargas has success, he has that cut fastball about 88 miles an hour, but he really turns his back toward the hitter. And then all of a sudden, here comes the ball, and it's tough to pick up, and that's why he has pretty good numbers. He's pretty deceptive. You get a look right there at him.
Here is Prince Fielder. In there, strike 1 on Prince.
Vargas also made a lot of different stops in his collegiate career. He finished at Long Beach State, where he played with Troy Tulowitzki and also Evan Longoria. So he comes from Long Beach State. Pretty good college program.
It's a million of the guys to big leagues from that school. It's funny.
Adam Wilk,
yeah,
our very own Tiger, also went to that same school, graduated a little bit later, or he left there later than the other 3 guys that I mentioned.
The 1-1. 1-2. Fielder batting .317, 3 hits so far on the homestand. And he very nearly hit one out against Texas in the finale a couple of days ago on Sunday.
Yeah, he did.
Boy, that would have capped that series nicely. The 1-2 is outside. 2-2.
New York Yankees slowed down that Texas Rangers ball club last night. CC Sabathia pitched 8 strong innings against Texas. He did give up 4 runs though, but the Yankees beat Texas.
2-2 on Prince. Popped up left side of the infield. Seager in foul ground for the out. That's all for the Tigers. Nothing comes of the 2-out walk. We go to the second. Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Strength and stability since 1849. Ram, guts, glory, Ram. And by Jif Peanut Butter. Choosy moms, choose Jif. Back here at the ballpark, Max Scherzer climbs back on top of the hill. Inning number 2 coming up. It is 1-0 in favor of Seattle tonight. And the first pitch is grounded foul down the third base line by Miguel Olivo. 8th man in the lineup for Seattle. Olivo followed by Kawasaki and Figgins. RBI single by Jesus Montero in the first inning gave Seattle their 1-0 lead. The 0-1 pitch. Scherzer missing outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Olivo is only 3 for his last 24. The 1-1. Line drive, left field line, foul by about a foot. You might recall last year when he hit one to left field with Ryan Rayburn out there. That's dribbled and
what
hit
happened?
Well. Watch this. Ooh.
Off the glove.
Yep. Knocked it over the fence.
Almost a great catch by Ryan. It's like, where is it?
Olivo had a chance to chuckle about it as he toured the bases. Here's the 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Or as you like to say, touched all the pillows.
Yeah, he did. Circle the pillows.
Circle the pillows. 2-2 on Olivo. Swing and a miss. Scherzer racks up a strikeout. His second.
Number 61.
Max has thrown a couple of really good breaking balls here today. He threw a good one to Montero, the designated hitter, and that one was located very well to Olivo.
Here is Munenori Kawasaki. Batting just 133. Kawasaki spending the last 11 years of his career in Japan. This is his first year stateside. The 0-1. Make it 0-2. Kawasaki hit .455 this spring. And the 0-2 pitch. That was easy. 3 pitches, and Kawasaki is out of there. 2 gone. 3 straight strikeouts for Max.
Better here in the second inning. I don't know what adjustment Max has made, but it looks like he's getting to a really nice balance point there, which allows him to get on top of the baseball. And you can see the tailing action on that fastball running away from Kawasaki. For Max, that is the difference. He has to get to that really good balanced spot so he can get on top of the baseball. Because he already throws from that low 3/4 arm slot, and if he doesn't get to a good balance point, then the arm just continues to lag and drag on him, and he throws balls up in the strike zone.
Figgins had a base on balls to start the game and scored the game's only run so far. Sean got up to a quick start this year. 7 for his first 17, but since then has watched the average plummet. 146 since that start. And on the outer edge, a strike. 2-1 on Sean Figgins. I mentioned all the games Figgins missed last year. He had a strained hip flexor. Fouled away, 2-2. As you can see, he has been all around the diamond in his career. Second, third, short, all the outfield positions. Tipped into the glove for strike 3, and Max Scherzer strikes out the side in the inning. Scherzer has struck out 4 in the game. You got Olivo, Kawasaki, and Figgins ends the inning. Market is 1-0 in favor of Seattle, and the left-hander Jason Vargas brings it home and delivers a strike to Delman Young. Delman Young, Johnny Peralta, Alex Avila. Tigers got a walk in the first, did not score, and there's a ball outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Delman has hit safely in his last 6. The average of 286 right now, and he pops it up back out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Young being used as the DH. He's had success against Vargas. 4 for 9. Wouldn't chase that time. 2-2. Driven in the air to right field and hit well. Ichiro going back. He's going to go to the warning track and haul it in. Saturday NASCAR on Fox heads under the lights in Richmond as defending champion Kyle Busch leads the world's best drivers in a chase for the checkered flag. Fox Sports is proud to bring you exclusive coverage of Sprint Cup Series racing live from the Richmond International Raceway Saturday at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Here's Johnny Peralta. He sends a ground ball foul right by G. Lamont. Johnny 1 for 12 in the homestand. Tigers as a whole came in batting just 179 in this homestand. Yet they really came close to splitting that 4-game series with Texas. 1-1.
Texas has a really good baseball team. Speed, power, defense, good pitching.
Would you say they're the best team the Tigers have seen so far?
There's no doubt about that. And it might be the best team that we see all year.
They are 13-4. Seattle comes in 6 games back. That is driven foul.
There are no such things as a perfect baseball team. But Texas, pretty close.
They are pretty close. I guess the one thing they're hopeful of is that their guys stay healthy, because depth-wise, they're not awfully deep. But every team can say that concerning health. That's fouled off.
Although they say that Texas has one of the best minor league systems in all of baseball, but that's the minor leagues. You never know how that talent's going to translate in the majors. But no doubt it is a quality organization right now.
Alex Avila waiting on deck. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. First strikeout of the ball game for Fargas. Big news out of Texas yesterday, of course. Ivan Rodriguez announced his retirement officially in Texas.
What a career. He put Detroit back on the map here when he signed that free agent contract in 2004. The Tigers have had a lot of success since Pudge Rodriguez spent some time here. I got a kick out of him throwing out the first pitch yesterday from behind the plate to second base to Michael Young, the very talented designated hitter of the Texas Rangers.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was cool.
It was definitely different. There's the strike. 0-1 on Alex Avila.
And he looks like he can still play.
Well, I'm surprised he still isn't. With 3,000 hits perhaps on the horizon, but he decided to pack it in. The 0-1 is a strike call.
Well located fastball there by Vargas, away from his arm side on the outside black, and a little mini protest there by Avila. He doesn't agree with James Hoy, but it is well located right in the glove of Olivo.
Little roller hit toward third, scooped up there by Seager, and the Tigers will go 1-2-3. Tigers baseball tonight presented by Bell Tire. Baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Arby's. Arby's value menu will have you coming back for more without emptying your wallet. And by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. Nice night for ball here at the ballpark in downtown Detroit. Back here at Comerica Park, it's 1-0 in favor of Seattle. As we head now to the top of the third inning, it'll be Dustin Ackley to start things off against Max Scherzer, who has struck out the last 4 Seattle batters he has faced. Max, of course, had that 11 strikeout game 2 starts ago against the White Sox in 6 innings of work. The 0-1 is a little bit low. 1 ball, 1 strike on Ackley. There's a strike call.
Ackley spent his collegiate career playing first base and some outfield, but as a professional now playing second base. You don't see that very often, that kind of transition from first base to second base. Usually you might see second base to first base, but not the other way around.
You don't ever see it, especially a guy that's also played outfield. Kind of weird.
Had a lot of success at North Carolina.
They went to the College World Series 3 straight years while he was there. Ackley takes low and inside, 3-2. And he hit over 400 in his collegiate career at one of the premier baseball programs in the country. There's the 3-2 pitch. And he missed with it. Leadoff walk. Second walk for Max. Well, the Bernstein advantage brings you the scouting report on Ichiro Suzuki. Get the Bernstein advantage. We go to bat for you. How about Ichiro and his career games and the spots that he has hit in the lineup? You see, most of his career he has hit leadoff, but recently it's been put in the 3 spots, so he's starting to gain in that spot in the lineup. He has never batted cleanup.
Well, he's the best hitter on their team, and Eric Wedge, their manager, just trying to capitalize on the hand-eye coordination that Suzuki has. He is probably their best hitter with runners in scoring position. And so Wedge is hoping with Figgins and Ackley at the top of the batting order that will create some RBI opportunities for Suzuki.
That hand-eye coordination that you touched on provided 10 straight years of 200 or more hits. That streak came to an end last year, but that's amazing.
He's going to the Hall of Fame. He's a Hall of Fame player.
2,400 hits here in the States. Ooh, that was close at first base.
10 Gold Gloves, 10 All-Star appearances.
It's that last pickoff throw.
Our good buddy Jim Joyce over at first base today.
Here's the 0-1. Strike called. 0-2. Ichiro popped up with runners at first and third in the first inning. Couldn't get it done.
The Mariners in their last 6 games have really struggled with runners in scoring position. They are 6 for 42 with no extra base hits. Tough to win ball games that way.
Yikes. That's for sure. 1-2. Now the 1-2. Right back up the middle. Here comes Inge on the charge. Bobbles has no play. A soft liner, and Inge unable to scoop it.
Obviously, with Ichiro running down the line, if you're Brandon Inge, you know that you really have to hurry, but probably didn't have to rush as much as he thought he did. Therefore, the exchange is not clean to the throwing hand, and he's going to be charged with an error, I believe.
Base hit.
Really?
I only report the facts. Yep, base hit. 4th hit of the game for Seattle.
That's what speed will do for you.
There's Montero. Avila, nice block. Montero found a hole back in the first inning with a sharp ground ball that got through for an RBI single.
As you can imagine, a very young hitter that is not known for his defensive skills will probably have to DH quite a bit until he develops himself as a pretty good receiver. His number is about 100 points higher when he does catch versus being a DH.
That's lifted in the air toward right field, not deep at all. Boesch coming in under it. Runners tagging, and they will hold as Boesch sends a one-hopper into third. Time for a game break now. Let's go back to the studio. Here's Mickey York. All right, Mick, thank you. That's words we have uttered before. Great catch by Alex Gordon. Although the Royals struggling for victories. Here's Kyle Seager. Seager popped up in his only at bat.
In 2010, Seager had 192 hits in 135 games in the minors, which led all minor league players. That's a lot of knocks.
What did he bat that year? 500?
He led the league, close to 350, I believe.
The 1-0. Instead, he bluffs.
192 hits in 135 games.
It's almost unfathomable.
He hit 345 that year. And that was really his first full season of pro ball.
Here's a 1-0 pitch. Right back up the middle into center field. That's a base hit. Ackley rounding third. Here's the throw from Jackson, and safe at home plate. One Tar Heel knocks in another as Dustin Ackley comes around, and Seattle leads 2-0.
Well, they came in struggling with runners in scoring position in their last 5 games, 6 counting today, but they're 2 for 3 with runners in scoring position. Jeff Datz, the third base coach for the Seattle Mariners, waving Ackley home.
Gives Seager his 7th RBI. Still only 1 out. 2-0 is our score. Here is Alex Liddy.
Alex Liddy is the first Italian-born player to ever play in the major leagues.
And boy, did he have some big numbers in the minors. That's in there for a strike. Liddy out of San Remo, Italy.
Have you ever been to Italy?
I have, twice.
I heard it is.
It's fabulous.
Must go.
Yep, it is fabulous. Put it on your next European jaunt list. 1 strike on Liddy. San Remo, Italy. There's a breaking ball strike. 0-2 on Liddy, who hit .370 this spring. And his numbers at Tacoma last year in the Pacific Coast League were off the charts. He hit 30 homers, knocked in 104, and scored 121. Trying to pick up a couple of base runners here. He's down in the count. Scherzer missed at 96 miles an hour, 1-2. Max will bluff Ichiro back to second base. Scherzer allowing an RBI single to Montero in the first. After a leadoff walk gave them a scoring chance. And now here in the third, a leadoff walk, and Seattle makes good again. Here's the 1-2. Got him. Strike 3. Liddy is out of there. He doesn't like it.
The center fielder, Michael Saunders.
I don't think he has much of a beef there. There's really not a whole lot you can do with that pitch. That's about as good as it gets if you're Max Scherzer.
Here's Michael Saunders. Scherzer now with 5 strikeouts. He struck out Saunders in the first inning. And a wave and a miss, 0-1. There was a time when we talk about Seattle really struggling offensively, where they were one of the best offensive teams in baseball. Mid-90s, they had those really good teams. In the early 2000s, the team that won 116 games. Here's the 0-1. I mean, think of some of the offensive players that have come through Seattle, including Ken Griffey Jr., Alex Rodriguez, Jay Buhner, Edgar Martinez. A lot of power, a lot of punch. But a lot of young players now dotting their lineup. Here's the 1-1. Driven toward left center field. Rayburn is on the run. He's going to look up on this one. It's up against the wall. This might get 2 runs in. No relay. It's a double and 2 RBIs for Michael Saunders, and it's 4-0 Seattle.
The catcher, Miguel Olivo.
Max, you can see the grip in the glove. It's a changeup. It's a circle change, and he left it up in the strike zone, and it was drilled by Saunders.
And so the Tigers have some action going in their bullpen now. Colin Ballister is starting to warm up as Miguel Olivo steps in. 4-0 Seattle. I'm sorry, 3-0 Seattle. No, they got 3 in this inning. 4-0. The scoreboard here at Comerica hadn't caught up yet. Your scoreboard on your screen is correct. Here's the 1-0. That's chopped toward third base. Cabrera on the bare hand. Scoops, but not in time. The Prince continues to pick it down at first base.
It's nice to have a guy that works as hard as Fielder does at his craft, and he can help you if you're throwing the ball from shortstop or from third base. Nice pick, barehanded by Miguel. He bounces it and picks. Prince saves that ball from going down the right field line.
It's a third infield single that Seattle has had in this game. And that's going to bring up Kawasaki. Four runs, 7 hits for Seattle Tigers. No runs, no hits. We're in the third. High towering fly ball to straightaway center. This will end the inning as Jackson hauls it in. Side retired, but they score 3 more, and it's now 4-0 Seattle. Enjoy a cold one to look forward to Miller time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Back here at the ballpark on a nice night for baseball. The Tigers, however, are down 4-0 as we go to the bottom half of the third. It'll be Rayburn, Inge, and then Jackson facing Vargas, who so far has given up just one base runner, the walk to Miguel Cabrera in the first inning. Scherzer, meanwhile, has thrown 62 over 3 innings. There's a ball outside to Ryan Rayburn. Rayburn 0 for 4 on the homestand. Vargas missing outside. Might notice that hip swivel that Vargas uses, kind of like his teammate Felix Hernandez, only he throws it obviously from the left side.
Yeah, and that stuff that Felix is featuring is just really dirty.
It is. About the hip swivel is probably the only thing that's about the same for those two guys, but I guess Vargas started doing that toward the end of last year, and it has really improved his numbers. It's improved his balance, he says.
Well, it provides deception.
Swing and a miss.
I mean, if you don't throw, 95 miles an hour like Felix does, or like Verlander throws, and you're left-handed and you're going up against a lot of right-handed batters, you need to find something that will give you an edge, and apparently Vargas has found that.
Yeah, because in September he was 3-0 with an ERA a little over 2 after that new hip swivel. Let's bounce left side deep in the hole. Kawasaki guns and a scoop at first base, and nicely done down there by Liddy.
Kawasaki's got a good glove, and he's got some good range. Makes a nifty play here, taking a base hit away from Rayburn. He plants his feet and makes a throw across the diamond that bounces that Liddy's able to pick clean out of the dirt.
Shortstop and first baseman teaming up to take a hit away from Rayburn. Here's Brandon Inge.
They've got an infield here tonight that none of the guys started the year in the big leagues last year.
Swing and a miss. 1-1. Yeah, Liddy. Ackley came on in the middle of the season.
Right.
Kawasaki and Seager. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Strike called on the outer edge. 1-2.
Well, you can see why Vargas's numbers aren't bad. He's got some pretty good command. He's sinking the fastball. He'll cut it inside. Hasn't used many breaking balls, but he has thrown a few changeup. There's that breaking ball. Nice block by Olivo.
2-2. Sometimes you just have to try and find some things that'll help you improve your game, and that's what Vargas has done. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Did he go? He did not. You know, Ron, I've noticed that since I put my microphone on a microphone swivel, I've been broadcasting a whole lot better these days.
No, you've been broadcasting very good for a long time.
Well, I appreciate that.
You were Michigan's broadcaster of the year last year.
Stop it.
You were.
Swinging a drive to center field, I know. Backing up is Saunders, and it's off his glove. Inge will stop at second base.
The Mariners kind of got away from their game plan there against Brandon Inge. Everybody's throwing Brandon lots of breaking balls these days. The previous 2 pitch were breaking balls. Then he tries to sneak a fastball by Brandon, and he drills it, and Saunders ran a long way to get there and hit right off the heel of the glove.
Brandon thought about going to third once he saw that ball carry him off the glove, but decided against it. That'll be a 1-out, 2-base hit. Here is Austin Jackson. Popped him up. Right side of the infield. Ackley is under it to the grass. 2 gone. Well, it is time now for the AT trivia question. What Tiger played the most consecutive games in team history? What Tiger has the record for most consecutive games played in team history? That is your question tonight. And we wish you well on that. No, it's gettable, but good luck. Here's Brennan Boesch. Tigers need a big hit. Trying to get on the scoreboard here. Boesch fouls it out of play.
And there's nothing like a 2-out base hit to sort of jumpstart your offense, which has been slow the last 10 games.
It seemed like that entire Texas series, the Tigers were trying to get that key hit. They did in the game they won. They had a couple of 2-out hits. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Popped up foul behind home plate. Olivo can't get there. Ran out of room. 0-2. Boesch 0 for 1 with a bounce out his first time up. Outside, Boesch would not chase. 1-2. Brennan has had good numbers against Seattle in his career. 456. And the 1-2. Driven to center field. That's going to be a base hit. There's your 2-out knock. Angel come around to score, and Boesch gets it done.
When you are fooled on a breaking ball, and Brennan was a little bit fooled on his breaking ball, you can see the body is out in front, but if you keep your hands back long enough, you can still reach out there with those long arms and long bat, and if you can find the barrel of the bat, you have a chance of getting a base hit. It's when your body and your hands come forward is that you really have no chance.
So Boesch now, career versus Vargas, is 7 for 11. Cabrera fouls it away. Meanwhile, when you update his numbers on lefties, this season 296. Second Tigers hit of the game. Boesch has picked up his 8th run driven in this year. Cabrera had a base on balls in the first inning. In there is strike, and now it's 0-2. And the 0-2. Missed it inside. Inside and high as Cabrera bends out of the way. Now the count goes to 2-2. Prince Fielder waiting on deck. And the 2-2. High fly ball, center field. Saunders under it. Inning over. Tigers get on the board though on a 2-out hit by Brennan Boesch. Player of the game presented by the Angus Third Pounder Deluxe. Using your cell phone, text Tigers followed by a space and the player's uniform number to 37338. Or if you'd like, you can vote online at foxsportsdetroit.com. Final results postgame during Tigers Live. Max Scherzer back to the hill now as we go to the fourth. His teammates have gotten him a run, but it's still 4-1 Seattle. And he throws outside. 1 ball to no strikes on the top of the order. Sean Figgins. Figgins, then Ackley, and then Ichiro. Strike call, 1-1. Figgins had a base on balls and scored back in the first Seattle run of the game. Sean is 4 for his last 33 at bats. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fouled away, 1-2 on Figgins.
He has seen a lot of pitches, and when you're struggling, as you brought up, as far as his numbers lately, one way to get back on track is to see quite a few pitches per at bat, and Figgins has done that here today.
Figgins has loved hitting in this ballpark, especially the last 2 years. Since the start of 2010, he's over 370 here at Comerica. These dimensions can be inviting for guys that have some speed. You find the gaps, you can run all day. The 1-2. Bouncing ball to short. Ranging to his right, Peralta.
Hey fans, don't forget to join us again tomorrow for more baseball when the Tigers host the Mariners. Coverage begins at 6:30 with Tigers Live on Fox Sports Detroit. That's Tigers baseball tomorrow at 7 on Fox Sports Detroit.
King Felix tomorrow night.
He's pretty good.
He is indeed. Adam Wilk will go for the Tigers. Here's Ackley. Single and a walk and a run scored for Ackley. Two 2-0 the count. You think Ackley might be a guy that could develop into a decent power hitter? He had 6 home runs in 90 games with Seattle. Didn't hit really too many in the minor leagues. Or is he more of an average gap type hitter?
I think he's going to be more of an average gap type hitter. Simply because he stands straight up and down. And most guys that hit for power, they have a little bit of bend in their knees. They get more leverage. They use more of their lower half. And he doesn't appear to be using a lot of his lower half because he stands straight up and down.
The 2-2 is fouled off. Well, Ackley in his brief start in the big leagues last year hit .273. In the minor leagues, he was a .280 hitter. About a year and a half in the minors. Avila may have gotten that one on the glove hand. Here's the 2-2. Slapped in the air toward left field. Rayburn coming over toward the line. Foul ground to make the catch. Ackley is out, 2 away. That'll bring up Ichiro. Infield hit for Ichiro back in the 3rd. He's had a few of those in his career. Steps out of the way of a ball outside. 1-0.
He's still a really good player. Suzuki. But the first 10 years of his big league career over here, he was worth the price of admission. He just could do everything. Doesn't hit for power, but he could if he wanted to. But infield singles, doubles, triples, defensively, best right fielder in the game. Hand-eye coordination. Anytime you have this much movement with your body when you start your swing and able to keep your head still, you've got a special talent.
Well, he batted .272 last year. And he drills this one to right field. That'll get down. Boesch goes over to cut it off. And hold Ichiro to a single. His second hit tonight.
Take a look at the body control here. The head is moving, the hips are cleared out of the way, but take a look at the head though. The head never moves. And then you just drop the bat in the hitting zone, head directly down on the baseball. Nice job by Brennan Boesch in right field too, holding him to a single.
I agree. I thought that was a double off the bat, but he got there quickly. Ichiro, threat to run. Montero is 1 for 2 plus an RBI. He's knocked in 9 this year. 4-1 Seattle. We're in the 4th inning.
If you're the New York Yankees, you can afford to trade a guy like Montero. When you've got a Granderson and a Jeter and an A-Rod and a Teixeira, and the list goes on, and you need pitching. They made the deal for Michael Pineda, who made the All-Star team last year for the Mariners, but he's injured now. But you can afford to give up a young prospect like Montero when, one, you have the resources the Yankees have to go out and get any hitter you want on the free agent market, and you desperately need pitching.
Well, you talked about the fact that they're easing him into the catching position. He has seen much more time as the designated hitter. The 2-0. There's a line drive right at the third baseman Cabrera. Hit a bullet, but right at him. Coming up for the Tigers in the 4th. It'll be fielder Young, Peralta.
About baseball is that the guys get to actually pick their walk-up song. Take a listen right here. We hear this a lot at Comerica Park now. It is for Prince Fielder. When I talked to him in the clubhouse at the start of the season, he said he loved that song. Kendrick Lamar, it's called Cartoons and Cereal. But he says he's not afraid to change it. In fact, last week, he wasn't happy with the way he was feeling at the plate. Changed the song. Next day, changed it back. This is what he's going with for now. And you guys, it's always interesting how they pick these songs. This one was actually picked opening day. He had to have the people up here at Comerica Park download the specific part of the song that he wanted. It was like a 15-second clip. They went into the iTunes library, found the song, and played it. This is what he's going for, but he says, don't be surprised if he changes it another time this season. I'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Shannon. Yeah, I would imagine those guys will change it every now and then. I know Brennan Boesch has changed his a couple of times over the years, but that's one of the fun things about baseball now these days. And these guys pick their favorite songs. It's kind of cool.
Well, guys get in the mood by the kind of music that they listen to. If you go into the clubhouse, or if you see guys on the plane or on the bus, they've got those headphones on, and everybody seems to be bobbing and weaving, you know, kind of getting in their groove.
Fielder hits one right back up the middle off the pitcher. Vargas going to have to hurry. Still has time. Safe. Vargas perhaps didn't think he had any time. Then he looked up and thought, wait a minute, I should probably throw this.
Well, when the ball bounced off of him, it didn't take him very long to alert it. But take a look how he goes after it. Looks like he's just really taking his time. He knows Prince is running. So he picks it up with a bare hand. He turns his body. And you're right, he hesitated before throwing that ball. Either he hesitated or he didn't have a good handle on it. Another nice pick by Liddy, but really a good call by Jim Joyce down at first base.
Ooh.
It's still a good call by Jim Joyce.
Listen carefully now what I'm about to tell you. Infield hit for Prince Fielder. I may not say that too often this year. Ball high and away, 1-0 on Delman Young. Delman flying out his first time up. Tigers trail 4-1 as we play here in the bottom of the fourth. High pop up, middle of the infield. Who wants it? Kawasaki.
Tigers had that wacky play here just a couple of days ago when the youngster Thad Weber making his major league debut, and Ron Washington, the Texas Rangers, had the bases loaded and gave the squeeze sign to Gonzalez, and the ball hit Gonzalez's bat first and then bounced off the right knee into fair territory, and not one umpire saw that.
No. And there were 4 of them on the field. Here is Johnny Peralta.
Here's that play. It's Sunday. Bases are loaded. Breaking ball. And you can clearly see right off the right knee into fair territory.
As it turned out, that allowed the winning run to score for Texas. That is popped down the first base line. Looks like Liddy has room. Oh, look out. 2 gone. By the way,
there is so much wind up there blowing out toward left field that anything that appears to be in the seats on the right field side of the diamond is going to get pushed back into fair territory. So the Tigers know, as do the Seattle Mariners, you can't give up on anything that's popped to that side of the field.
The wind has picked up considerably since the start of the game. Here's Alex Avila. Ball 1 high to Avila.
Just to finish my thought on that wacky play with the bases loaded, the squeeze play, I kind of like what I heard out of Jim Leland that day. He said, you know what? Yeah, probably should have been called, you know, dead ball. You know, he was still in the batter's box. But you know what? We didn't hit. You know, and if we hit a little bit better, maybe it's a different story as far as the game is concerned. He didn't make that as the reason why the team lost the game that day.
No doubt. That was the bottom line. Tigers just didn't swing it. 1-1 on Avila. Vargas gave up the RBI single to Boesch in the third. That has been it. Alex 0 for 1 with a ground ball. Swing and a drive, hit high and hard to center field. That ball is gone. Oh, man. Avila puts one in the shrubbery out there. Wow. You could tell from the moment that thing was hit, it was going to go a long way.
Vargas, the first time up today, he was able to crowd Avila with a piece of cheese inside, but Alex wasn't having any of that this time. You talk about dropping some bat head on that cut fastball, and he absolutely drilled it.
That just sounded different.
Wind or not, that was going out of here.
4-3 ball game as Alex Avila hits his third of the season. That was a monster shot. It's 420 to dead center. 1 ball and 1 strike on Rayburn. Avila also picks up RBIs 7 and 8. We are told 430 feet. That's pretty good. 2-1 on Rayburn. Ryan bounced out back in the third. Now 3 balls and 1 strike. Out of curiosity, what would your walk-up song be if you played today?
I don't know. I mean, I like some of those young beats that these kids listen to. But then again, I might go old school.
Like what? The Motown?
James Brown or something.
Nice. That ball's hitting well to center field.
Papa got a brand new bag.
Rayburn got himself a brand new double. 2-out, 2-base hit. Now the tying run in scoring position.
Well, apparently the last couple of hitters has made a nice adjustment against Vargas. Both Avila and Rayburn got fastballs, and they drilled them to center field. Avila's carried out of here. They've had Saunders in center field running all over the place here tonight. How about you? What would your walk-up song be?
Well, I was told it should be Lonesome Loser by the Little River Band. But I don't know what I would pick.
It's so much out there today.
You know, I'd probably go a little CeeLo. Bright lights.
He's nice.
Big city, yeah.
He's nice.
I dig that song. Well, the Tigers, after falling behind 4-0, have made it a 4-3 game and a chance to tie it up again with a 2-out hit.
More than likely, he's going to go back to his breaking balls against Brandon Inge here with the runner in scoring position and 2 outs. There you go.
Brandon had a double, scored a run back in the third. Vargas now has thrown 66 pitches. And that's in there, a strike. 1-1. Inning started with an infield hit by Fielder. 2 outs later, the Avila monster home run to center. Now 2-1. Inge playing second base again tonight for the Tigers, batting in the 9 slot. Had the game-winning home run in Kansas City on that road trip, and up until tonight, that was his only hit this year. And he shoots that one foul back out of play. 2-2. Brandon hit this one a long way, the opposite way.
Made Justin Verlander a winner.
The 2-2. Grounded foul. 4-3 Seattle. Tigers got 1 back in the third and now 2 here in the fourth. Maybe more. Missed it inside. 3-2 on Brandon Inge, and now 71 thrown by Vargas. There's Jackson waiting on deck. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and the tying run will stay at second base. However, the Tigers get closer on this bomb hit by Avila. Sports Detroit is brought to you by Bell Tire. Get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. And by Toyota, brought to you by your Greater Detroit Toyota dealer. Well, this game has gotten a whole lot more snug thanks to Alex Avila's long home run to dead center field. It's now a 4-3 ball game. Max Scherzer goes back to the hill in the 5th. And his teammates have gotten him back into this one after giving up 4 early runs. Kyle Seager leads it off for Seattle. Ball inside, 1-0. Scherzer had 80 pitches through the first 4 innings. So he's hoping for some quick innings here in the middle frames. Here's the 1-0 pitch. 2 balls, no strikes. Seager followed by Liddy and then Saunders.
Well, these are the counts that you have to stay out of if you're Max. And you decide to throw Seager a fastball here. He's sitting on it.
And he loops one toward left. Base hit. His second hit tonight.
The first baseman, Alex Hunter.
Hey fans, come to Comerica Park May 4th through May 6th when the Tigers take on their division rivals, the Chicago White Sox. Tickets are on sale now. Call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com.
10-6, Detroit and Chicago atop the Central. Cleveland a game back.
A lot tighter than most thought it would be.
Indeed. Here's a show of bunt. Ball inside. Jake Peavy pitched another really good game for Chicago, and he has given them a lift.
Adam Dunn is performing a whole lot better than he did last year, too. He had a 2-homer game against this Seattle Mariners team just a couple days ago.
One ball, no strikes on Liddy. Infield single and a strikeout for Liddy. Fouls it straight back. Seattle has posted 9 hits already in this game. 8 of them have been singles. Chris Chambliss, the hitting coach for Seattle these days. Swing and a miss. Boy, did Chambliss have a career, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Good player.
Cleveland, the Yankees, Atlanta.
Looking young these days, too.
He is. Throw and the runner back. Leadoff single by Seager to start things off here in the 5th. Max looking for his 2nd win of the season. He beat Kansas City in his last start. The 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Liddy twice in his minor league career knocked in over 100. He takes ball 3.
He is getting a start here today over the switch hitter and the talented switch hitter Justin Smoak. Smoak's numbers in his career are not favorable against Max Scherzer, but kind of gives you an idea what they think of Liddy for them to put the left-handed Smoak on the bench here tonight and his power potential.
Three balls, 2 strikes.
You might see a strike him out, throw him out here. Max can make a pitch and get a swing and miss. Alex will have time to throw.
There goes the runner. Broken bat. Base hit to left. All the way to third base goes Seager, and it's first and third.
Wow.
The center fielder, Michael Saunders.
He probably swung at ball 4, but he was rewarded by swinging at it and putting it in play as the bat shatters.
That is the 10th hit for Seattle.
Usually it's an advantage for a pitcher when hitters are seeing you for the very first time, and there are quite a few of these Seattle Mariners that are seeing Max for the very first time, but they've racked up 10 hits.
There's a strike called as Seattle tries to rebuild a lead that was once 4-0. Saunders is the hitter, and Colin Ballister is tuning up in the Detroit bullpen under the watchful eye of Mike Rojas. Ball inside, 1-1. So Max now gaining on 100 pitches. He has thrown 91. They have Seager and Liddy on the base paths. Here's the 1-1. Jim Leland said before the game today that everybody is available in the bullpen, probably with the exception of Dwayne Belo. He'd like to give him another day after that 6-inning relief effort against Texas.
He saved the bullpen that day after Porcello lasted just the 1 inning that afternoon.
Now the 2-1 runner goes, and Avila has no play. Stolen base for Liddy. Meanwhile, it's 3-1 on Saunders, who doubled in 2 back in the third. Swing and a miss. 3-2 on Saunders. Native of Victoria, British Columbia. He played for Team Canada in Beijing in the Olympics. There's Olivo waiting on deck. That's fouled back out of play. So the Seattle roster is dotted with a lot of international flavor. They've got a young man here, and Saunders from Canada, and Liddy from Italy, Kawasaki from Japan, Ichiro from Japan.
You can find big league players everywhere these days.
That is true. And they do. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. Big out for Max. One gone.
It's a good pitch by Max. He threw a couple of fastballs right by Saunders after throwing him a changeup the last time he was up. And Saunders hit that ball for a double and drove in 2. Max has been as high as 96 here tonight. And with that changeup, he has gone as low as 83. And those readings sponsored by Xfinity.
So here is Olivo, who had an infield hit back in the third. Olivo last year was their leader in home runs and RBIs. And before last year, Seattle had never had a catcher lead in either of those categories. Hit 19 homers, drove in 62.
And Tigers are conceding the run in the infield. Infield playing back with 1 out.
Strike called, and it's 0-2.
And the reason for that is Jim feels like his offense is going to score a run or 2 more in this game.
Seager and Liddy both in scoring position. Olivo 1 for 2 tonight. The 0-2 pitch. Bouncing ball left side of the infield. Peralta has it. He'll go to third, and they'll tag the runner out there. But Olivo gets a run in. Seager scores.
Not good base running by Liddy at second base. That ball is in front of you, and a rule of thumb when the ball is hit to the right of you that you just stay at second base. You're already in scoring position. Ackley is going to score. Excuse me. Seager is going to score anyway. No need for you to run yourself into an out there.
Here's Kawasaki. Strike call on Kawasaki, and he didn't like that. He had a quick turn of the head for home plate umpire James Hoy. Struck out back in the second and flied out in the third. 1 run in, 5-3, Seattle in the lead. And Scherzer now has reached 100 pitches. The 0-1. Checked it. 1 ball and 1 strike. He didn't go. That's Mike DeMuro at third. Late swing there by Kawasaki, 1-2. Max throwing that last one at 94 miles an hour.
Does he dare throw him anything other than a fastball after basically just throwing that one right by him?
I would think not. He overmatched him in the second as well.
That's exactly what he's going to get. Another fastball away.
Here's the 1-2. Runner goes. Throw to second. Got him. Avila shoots down the base runner Olivo. And that's all for Seattle. They settle for 1 run. Avila with another outstanding throw. Back here at Comerica Park on a nice night for baseball. The Tigers and Seattle, game one in this 3-game series. Seattle on top. And the Tigers will send the top of the lineup, Austin Jackson, up there. And then Boesch and then Cabrera.
Jackson has only seen a couple of pitches here today against Vargas and popped up.
Austin, a couple of pop-ups to the second baseman, Dustin Ackley. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and it's on the outer edge, 1-1. Jackson still in the top 10 in runs scored this year. He came in 9th in the American League with 12 runs scored. Swing and a miss.
He's gotten a steady diet of off-speed pitches here tonight from Vargas.
Five runs, 10 hits for Seattle. 3 runs, 5 hits for Detroit. Here's the 1-2. Ooh, it was close. 2-2.
Well, if you're Jackson, you pretty much know how he wants to get you out, but with 2 strikes, you can't sit on anything soft. You have to look for the ball, fastball, and make an adjustment.
Grounded toward third, scooping there. Seager has it. 1 out here in the 5th inning. Well, these are some numbers coming into tonight. Felix Hernandez and Jason Vargas definitely shouldering the load for Seattle.
Yeah, the rest of the rotation just not cutting it so far this year. Felix already has a couple of no decisions, and his earned run average is under 1 in those 2 starts.
We'll see him tomorrow night. It just doesn't get easier for the Tigers, who have faced some really, really good pitching to open up the month of April.
He is one of the top 3-4 right-handers in baseball.
1-0 is in there for a strike.
Of course, Justin Verlander is on that list as well.
Boesch had an RBI single back in the 3rd, 1 for 2, and Brennan now has knocked in 8 this year. Driven foul down the right field line. 1-2. Boesch, with his single back in the 3rd, is now 7 for 11 career against Vargas. And we're talking about a lefty-lefty matchup here. It just doesn't seem to bother Brennan. And he got it this time. Strike 3 on the outside corner. 2 gone.
Monday, April 30th, the Tigers face the Kansas City Royals at 7:05. The first 10,000 fans receive a Miguel Cabrera American League batting champion banner. Call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com.
Now, how cool is that giveaway?
It's tight.
That is really neat. Cabrera fouls it back. 0-1 on Miguel, a walk and a fly ball. Look at that one go. Deep into left field, and it's gone. Yikes. Cabrera into the seats over the bullpen.
I hope that didn't hurt anybody out there.
It might have. No, they're okay.
He's a beast, and he's starting to heat up. In that final game against the Texas Rangers, he had a couple of hits the opposite way, and here's a changeup or a breaking ball. And when Cabrera gets breaking balls, whether they're inside or outside, those are the pitches that he gets loose on and hits back to left field and over into the seats. You don't see Cabby hit many fastballs to left field for homers.
That'll make it a 5-4 game. We told you at the top of the show that Cabrera had really good numbers against Seattle coming in. And he's also hit very well at home here. All 5 of his home runs at Comerica Park. And again, it's a 1-run game. 2 of the loudest home run balls we've had all season in this game here tonight. The other was hit by Avila. Two and one on Prince Fielder.
Prince has himself in the count to 2 balls, 1 strike, as you mentioned, where he might circle the pillows too.
And the 2-1 pitch. Driven in the air toward left. Figgins will get there to end the inning. However, the Tigers get a run back. Miguel Cabrera goes deep with a laser hit out to left field. You're watching Tigers baseball tonight, presented by Bell Tire. Report card. These Seattle Mariners have already traveled a lot of miles. 18 of their first 27 games have been on the road, and of course they had a flight to Japan to start the major league season against the Athletics. That was good for over 5,700 miles. So their frequent flyer numbers have been adding up, and their mileage. Well, Max Scherzer's night is done. He goes 5, giving up 10 hits and 5 runs.
Well, Max still has some work to do before he gets back to the really good form that he displayed on occasion last year, which allowed him to win 15 games, and he knows that. 103 pitches in 5 innings is way too many for Max and his skill set.
Wallside windows pitching change. Here's Colin Ballister.
Well, he needs to hold them down so the Tigers offense can continue to peck away at that lead.
Kawasaki leads it off, and it's fouled back out of play.
Well, this Mariners team, they are getting ready to start a stretch with this game tonight of 20 of their next 26 games on the road. And you already brought up how far they've traveled already.
They ever going to play at home? The 0-1 is bunted. Here comes Cabrera gloving. His throw is off the glove of fielder Kawasaki on his way to second base, and he's in there standing up.
Cabby anticipating the bunt from Kawasaki and got a really good jump on this ball, and he was able to pick it. And Prince, if he could do it all over again, he probably would come off the bag and make the catch and then try to get back down before Kawasaki gets to the bag. And he may have had a chance to do so, but he tried to stay on the bag, and the ball went right off the tip of his glove.
So right away, Seattle trying to get that run back. They gave up on the Cabrera home run. Single E5. They're charging Cabrera with the throwing error.
Official scorekeeper is kind of generous today.
Here is Figgins. He's showing bunt. .11 hits for the Seattle Mariners now. Figgins a walk and a run scored back in the first. That started the game. And Cabrera's on the grass guarding against the possibility of another bunt. He's showing bunt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Eric Wedge in his second year in Seattle. Former Cleveland Indians skipper. Had some success there. Avila able to stop that one.
Looked like he may have blocked that ball with his palm, the right hand.
I think so. The bare hand.
He is such a gamer. Last year down the stretch, he had some tendonitis in his knee from all the blocks during the course of the regular season, but he was so valuable from an offensive standpoint. They couldn't rest him.
No, I mean, what he provided to the team last year is really immeasurable.
And then when he got to the postseason, I mean, it really started to show just how banged up he was.
Playing on one leg. Ten of the 11 hits tonight for Seattle are singles. 4 of them are infield hits. Colin Ballister checks in here for Max Scherzer, who went the first 5. Ackley waiting on deck. And he lets it go by for ball 4. So the first 2 M's reach here in the 6th. Got a chance now for a game break. Here's Mickey York.
The second baseman, Dustin Ackley.
All right, Mickey, as Ian Kinsler continues to earn that big contract that he just signed, skipper comes marching out to the mound.
Obviously, this is the bunting situation for your number 2 hitter, Ackley. But last year, in 333 big league at bats, Ackley did not have 1 sacrifice bunt.
Really?
And he does not have 1 sacrifice bunt this year. And there's no doubt that Jim knows that, and he may have relayed that message to his team that he might not just be bunting. So we'll see.
5-4, Seattle in the lead. We're in the 6th. First 2 men on. No sign of bunt. And again, Avila able to stop it. And again, the umpire, James Hoy, once again.
We haven't seen Ballister this erratic in any of his starts so far this year.
I caught him right in the stomach. Now, Ballister has been, I mean, he has shown that he has a good live arm, but I think erratic is a good term for his effort tonight.
And Ackley, as you mentioned, showed no sign of bunt there on that first pitch from Ballister. But Cabrera still playing at the cut of the grass at third base.
And again, Avila has to go down to block it. So now it's 2-0. That time Avila took it in the chest protector. That's in there, a strike at 94 miles an hour. 2-1.
I guess bunting is just not part of Ackley's game. We've talked about all the lofty numbers that he put up while playing collegiately at North Carolina. Only stayed in the minor leagues for a couple of years. I guess he was just born to hit.
Pickoff throw, and it hit the runner, and he got lucky.
Ballister just drilling everybody. Umpire, catcher, base runner.
Kawasaki got drilled there. Doink. Two-one pitch. 3-1. And that one is scuffed up, so James Hoy will take it out of play. Ichiro waiting on deck. Ackley a single and a walk to his credit tonight. Here's the 3-1 coming home. Line drive on one hop. Inge knocks it down. Flips to second. They will get the out there. Ooh, a chancy play there for Brandon. They got the out. Hard hit ball.
Too bad Brandon wasn't able to field it cleanly, because that most definitely would have been a double play. One hopper hit that sharply at your second baseman. If he fields it cleanly and gets it to Peralta, that is a double play. And there's a runner on third base with 2 outs instead of first and third, and with Ichiro Suzuki standing in that batter's box.
Put Mariners at first and third, 1 out. Ichiro 2 out of 3. Shows bunt. Ballister missed low.
That would have been a safety squeeze had Ichiro bunted that ball into fair territory. And Kawasaki on third base would have taken off had he bunted the ball on the ground. Not the type of squeeze that we witnessed the other day with the Texas Rangers, where the base runner takes off first.
And it's bunted foul. 1-1. Well, Seattle's had a boatload of runners tonight. In fact, they've had at least 2 base runners in 4 of the first 6 innings. And when you have 11 hits at this point in the game, that'll be the case. Kawasaki down at third. And Dustin Ackley at first base. 5-4, Seattle with the lead here in the 6th inning. Ichiro takes a ball outside. 2-1. Jim Leyland knows his offense is starting to perk up. They've hit 2 home runs tonight. They've scored 4 runs, but they need the bullpen right now to hold this thing right here. The 2-1 pitch. Outside, 3-1 on Ichiro. Montero is waiting on deck. He is the cleanup hitter. Foul straight back. 3-2 now on Ichiro. Over 2,400 hits here in the United States, and you combine his numbers here in the U.S. and in Japan, he's got over 3,000.
I don't think Eric Wedge will be afraid here to allow Ackley to take off from first base on the 3-2 count. 1 out with Ichiro in the batter's box. Good contact hitter. Doesn't strike out a whole lot. And he doesn't hit into many double plays either.
Ballister hoping to catch the runner moving on that bluff move. There goes Ackley. Line drive in the air to center field. Jackson comes out to make the catch. Runner will tag at third, but go back. They might have had a double play at first. But Jackson's one-hop throw holds the runner at third base.
I was thinking the exact same thing. If Jackson comes up and he does fire back to first base, and then say they don't. Right now, you can see where Ackley is. He ran from first base. He's almost all the way to second. Jackson comes up and fires the ball home because Kawasaki also tagged up from third base. And if Jackson throws the ball to first base, then Kawasaki probably comes home if they don't get Ackley. And he may have gotten there before.
Right. Before the out could have been recorded at first base. In any event, 2 outs, runners hold at first and third, and now Jesus Montero.
I was thinking along those same lines with you, though.
He skies one into right field. Should end the inning. Boesch is there, and the side retired. So no damage done for Colin Ballister. Brought to you by Meyer. Text Meyer to 37338 to be eligible to win a fantastic prize pack that any baseball fan would love. Meyer, higher standards, lower prices. Jason Vargas back to work. Still a 5-4 game. The Tigers dodge a bullet. And they've been out hit by 5 in this game, but outscored by 1. Delman Young leads it off. Young, then Peralta, then Avila facing Vargas. It's fouled back out of play. 0-2. Delman thought about it, thought better of it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Young, a fly ball and a pop up. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. 1 gone here in the 6th inning. While we have a chance, we'll check in with Shannon Hogan. Shannon?
Hi, you guys. I'm with Nate, and he's with the Southgate Police Department. And my question to you is, what is your favorite Tigers memory here at Comerica Park?
Hands down, being at Game 4 against the Yankees when we swept them in 2006. Watch that ball go right over left field. Absolute, hands down, best moment.
That was Maglio's hit.
Absolutely.
All right. If you have a story, your favorite Tigers tale, and you want to tell me about it, and you might want to be interviewed at a game, go on our website, foxsportsdetroit.com, click on Tigers, and then email me what game you're going to and your story, and I might just interview you at an upcoming game. Rod and Mario, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Shannon, thank you very much. Meanwhile, 2 quick outs here for Vargas as Peralta bounces out.
Which bodes well for Eric Wedge as he tries to maneuver through the remainder 3 innings of this game. His bullpen at the back end is pretty much intact. Brandon League, their closer, he's very, very talented, but they kind of struggle in those middle innings. The Tigers desperately need to try to get into the front end of that Seattle Mariners bullpen here tonight.
Here's Alex Avila. A long, long home run his last time up. 430 feet worth, to be exact. It was his 3rd of the year. Here is Vargas' 0-1 pitch, and it's looped toward the shortstop. Ooh, look out. Kawasaki knocks it down and still throws him out. Almost a knuckle down him. But he had enough to make the play. Play the most consecutive games in team history. Did you get Charlie Gehringer? You are correct if you did. 511 straight games from September 3rd of 27 to May 7th of 31. And he also has the second longest streak at 504. Rocky Colavito and steady Eddie Brinkman on that list as well. Consecutive games played by a Tiger. As impressive as those numbers are, far, far short of Mr. Ripken's final tally. Colin Ballister back to the hill. The Tigers are down by a run. (1932 to 1935) was that second streak that Charlie Gehringer put together. Kyle Seager leads it off.
Colin Ballister is having a difficult time of finding that real good arm slot here tonight, which would allow him to hit Avila's glove. He has bounced several balls since coming into the game last half inning.
One and one on Seager. Liddy, Saunders to follow. 5-11-0 for Seattle, but they've stranded 8 runners tonight. 4-6-1 for Detroit. Here's Ballister's 1-1. Good breaking ball, drops in nicely. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, and another breaking ball. See you later.
That's better. A breaking ball off the plate. Got him to chase it.
Time now for the Mazda scouting report. Coming into tonight, the Tigers bullpen all season long has been pretty good. 6 wins.
Haven't given up many homers. Striking out quite a few.
ERA in the last 3 games awfully good as well. Ballister hits the inside corner. Strike 1 on Alex Liddy. 2 singles tonight for Liddy, which has bumped his average to 353. The bender misses inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Threw him another one, and it stayed up. 2-1. Ballister came out in the 6th inning. They stranded 2 against him. Jeff Jones gets on the telephone, alerting the bullpen. Fastball is hit high in the air and deep to left. Might want to forget about this one. It is gone. Alex Liddy with his first home run. And it's 6-4 Seattle.
That is a fastball that's down. Maybe not quite as far on the outside corner as he wanted it, but you have to give Liddy some credit. He absolutely smoked that ball. Strong kid.
Molto bene. He was born in Italy, you know. Ball 1 on Michael Saunders. (6-4) Seattle in the lead. Here's a high drive to center field. Jackson under it. 2 gone. Now Miguel Olivo with 2 away. So the Tigers' deficit now has climbed to 2. As we get into the late innings of this one. Olivo 1 for 3. Single and an RBI. Swing and a miss. While Olivo led their team in homers and RBIs last year, he did hit only 224. Breaking ball drops in, 0-2. Phil Koch is warming up in the Detroit bullpen. Swing and a miss. Ballister strikes him out. Inning over. Liddy with a home run. It's now 6-4. Seattle on top by 2 as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Alex Avila, a 2-run shot that traveled 430 feet. Miguel Cabrera has also hit a home run. And Alex Liddy 3 for 4 with a solo homer and a stolen base. He's had a big night tonight. Total it all up, and Seattle has a 2-run lead. Still plenty of time for the Tigers, though. And they will do it against a new pitcher. It is Steve Delabar.
Delabar's got a pretty good arm. He has 12 strikeouts in 8 innings that he has pitched this year, but he has given up 4 home runs as well. So with the wind blowing out the way that it is to left field, one of these Tigers might catch up to one of those Delabar fastballs.
Well, let's see if Ryan Rayburn can be one of those Tigers. He'll lead it off, then Inge, and then Jackson. First pitch fouled away, 0-1. Out of the box. Numbers on Jason Vargas. He goes 6 tonight. And if their bullpen can hold it, this would be his win. 1-1. Bender missing high. Delabar is a native of Fort Knox, Kentucky. That's where he was born. Chopper hit to third. Nice high hop there for Seager. Rayburn is out, 1 gone. And we'll get a pinch hitter for Brandon Inge. Ramon Santiago coming up. Santiago had a big game in his start against Texas, driving in 2. with a 2-out hit. Trying to get something started here in the 7th inning with nobody on. And he looks at strike one. 95 from Delabar. Swing and a miss. Quickly 0-2.
Good pitch. Mid-90s fastball and nice action on the off-speed pitch.
And the 0-2. Little roller hit slowly to the right side, way off the back. Liddy, pitcher covering for the out.
It's a nice play here by Liddy, who kind of plays all over the place, but he goes way over in front of the second baseman. Ackley would have made that play, and it must have been easier for Liddy to just stay on the bag, but nice job by Delabar getting there, and they got the out. You could see that Liddy was patting his chest, telling Ackley, my bad.
Yeah, much more routine play there for Ackley. But they got the out. Here's Austin Jackson. Tigers tonight have given up 12 hits. They've had 6 of their own, 2 of them homers. Avila and Cabrera. Jackson looks at ball one.
Apparently the scouting report that has been given by at least Vargas and now Delabar is one that they're going to give Jackson a lot of breaking balls in this series.
Two and 0.
And if you think about it, Jackson has been beating up on some fastballs this year.
That he has. Got off to that great start. He is now 2 for 20 though on this homestand. Swing and a miss. 95. And the 2-1 fouled straight back. 2-2 on Austin Jackson. Keep it going for Brennan Boesch. Tigers got 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th. Seattle had a big 3-run 3rd. Avila goes down to block that one. He got hammered in the chest protector. Olivo, rather. I'm getting him confused with Avila.
Avila's gotten beat up a lot. Easy to get them.
3-2. Avila hit one 430 feet. That's off the plate, and it's a 2-out walk. So Delabar will now face the tying run coming to the plate. And it's a guy that can put one into the seats to tie it up. Here's Boesch. There is action in the Seattle bullpen. Tom Wilhelmsen warming up. Jackson measuring his lead, just 1 steal in 1 attempt this year. And Boesch takes ball 1 again at 95. That's where Delabar has been with his fastball the entire inning. Boesch had an RBI single back in the 3rd, his 8th run driven in. He'll get back out of play. 1-1 on Brennan. Mariner pitching staff right now getting through the heart of the Tigers lineup. You've got Boesch, you've got Cabrera next, and then Fielder. Delabar got a couple of quick outs, but a walk to Austin Jackson. And the 1-1. Driven in the air to center. Saunders is there to end the inning. No runs, a walk, one left. Let's go to the 8th.
The Tigers Live, you'll hear from the manager Jim Leland and the players. Plus, we'll break down the game, show you all the highlights. Tigers Live immediately after the game here on Fox Sports Detroit. Phil Koch on for the Tigers. His 7th game of the year for Phil. 1-0 with a really good earned run average. 7 strikeouts against 2 walks, and has really done nice work against left-handed batters, holding them to a .200 batting average.
Well, Ramon Santiago stays in the game, and he will play second base. He pinch hit for Brandon Inge. And as we go to the 8th inning, Seattle coming up. Kawasaki will lead it off. And then the top of the order, Figgins and Ackley. 6-4 is our score. Seattle with a 2-run lead. Munenori Kawasaki has a bunt single. That was back in the 6th. Swing and a miss. Koch gets ahead 0-1. Kawasaki in his 11 years in Japan didn't really display much power, but he was a career .294 hitter. He made the All-Star team over there 8 years. Here's the 1-1. 2 balls and 1 strike on Kawasaki. First of 3 between these two teams. Tigers have 2 more here against Seattle, then it's off to New York for the weekend. Here's the 2-1. Off the mask, knocked it off of Avila.
Speaking of Japanese-born players, really good pitching matchup tonight in Texas. Yu Darvish, talented Japanese pitcher, and Hiroki Kuroda of the New York Yankees. Arguably one of the biggest and best pitching matchups with 2 Japanese-born players on the mound ever.
2-2 on Kawasaki. What did you think of Darvish?
I liked his stuff. He was a little erratic. He walked 5 against Detroit when we saw him here, but that mid-90s fastball, cutter, curveball, got a forkball, assortment of different pitches. He's going to win a lot of games in the major leagues. He's only 25 years old.
Yeah, he looked like he is going to develop into quite a pitcher. 3-2. Little chopper hit slowly, first base side. Koch going to have to get to the bag in a hurry, and he does. Just got him at first base.
Most left-handers, and I'm not sure until we get a look here if Koch falls off toward the third base side of that rubber. He doesn't, and he gets a decent break off of the mound, but Kawasaki, give him credit for making that play close. You know, you see a lot of left-handed pitchers, and they kind of fall violently over toward that third base side of rubber, which makes it tough for them to get to first base and beat guys that can run. Speaking of that matchup in Texas tonight, Yu Darvish is shutting out the New York Yankees so far. 5 innings.
Marquee matchup there with those two teams. Figgins hits one in the air to center. Jackson backing up. 2 outs. Now Dustin Ackley. I think Boston can rebound from their starts they've had.
I don't think they're, you know, it's hard to say. I mean, it's a long season, and they still have some really good players. But, you know, they got some drama going on there, and they're going to have to figure it out. Their team is not as talented as it was last year when they got off to that miserable start that they got off to. And they've just kind of continued to struggle after that meltdown they had in the month of September last year.
Right, and it was a serious meltdown. Red Sox came in at 5-10. Ackley, the batter, chops one to first base. Prince has it. Koch's going to have himself a 1-2-3 inning. Let's go to the bottom of the 8th, trying to get the bats going. Bottom of the 8th, time now for the AT&T UVerse reverse replay. Remember this back in the 5th inning, Ryan?
I sure do. Miguel Cabrera got himself a breaking ball, and he was able to snatch it from the outside corner and drilled it into the seats and left.
And so it'll be Cabrera to lead things off here in the 8th inning. The middle of the Tigers lineup, Cabrera, Fielder, Young. And they are facing a new pitcher, Tom Wilhelmsen.
Well, this is how Eric Wedge draws it up when they do have a lead. It's Delabar, Wilhelmsen, and then Brandon League if they're able to hold on to the lead. 13 strikeouts for Wilhelmsen in the early goings of this season, so he must be a hard thrower as well.
First pitch in at 97. You are correct, sir.
Every bullpen at the back end has multiple guys that are 95 and above.
Here's the 0-1. Cabrera sends a ground ball back up the middle. It's going to find a seam into center field.
That's what Cabby does so well that most players don't. When a guy's throwing 97 miles an hour, most guys try to pull that. They try to get the bat out in front of it, but he simply pulls the hands inside. He keeps them close to the body. The bat knob leads, and that kind of pulls the barrel of the bat over the plate, and he's able to hit that ball up the middle or the opposite way, whereas most guys are trying to get out in front of that ball and they get their bats sawed off.
2 more hits tonight for Cabrera. The Tigers have 7 as a team. Here's Prince Fielder. And he looks at strike 1.
I can remember growing up playing in Little League and in high school ball when the coach would always say, throw the bat head. Throw the bat head at the ball. That doesn't work up here. And that was a perfect example of it right there. You lead with the bat knob, and that gives you the proper direction that you need to take to do the kind of damage that Cabrera has done on the baseball field for a number of years.
2 more hits tonight for Cabrera. Single to go with his home run. He's also walked in the game. Here's the 1-1 to Prince. Driven to right field, base hit. The tying runs are on.
It's our bell tire pitch by pitch, and Prince kind of does it the same way as Cabrera does. He's big and strong and physical, but he uses a much shorter bat than Cabrera does. Only 33.5-inch bat. And did you see the quickness of that bat get through the zone?
It's something else, man.
Oh my goodness.
That whip action he has at the end too, unbelievable.
Wow.
How about this? Following a Cabrera hit, he's now 10 for 18. Now Delman Young.
A couple of those mid-90s fastballs have been drilled in this inning into Wilhelmsen. He goes to his breaking stuff.
They've gone out faster than they've come in. Cabrera at second, Fielder at first. Nobody out. Young pops it up foul. And heading back to the seats. One ball, one strike. It's the first time tonight the Tigers have had a couple of runners on in 1 inning. Young trying to stretch his hitting streak to 7 straight. He's 0 for 3. Two and one on Delman. Fly ball right field, hit well. Ichiro going back to the wall, leaps and makes the catch. Cabrera tags up, he'll get to third base, and Delman Young almost hit it out. To the wall in right center.
That is a home run in most ballparks in the major leagues, but 365 right there where Ichiro caught that ball. Good concentration by the 10-time Gold Glove Award winner Ichiro Suzuki, and Cabrera did a nice job of reading that play and then getting himself over to third base with 1 out.
Now Johnny Peralta, runners at first and third. Again 97 from Wilhelmsen. 1 ball, no strikes.
If you're on first base and you're Prince Fielder, obviously you're not going to steal, but if Wilhelmsen should bounce a breaking ball and get far enough away from Olivo, you need to make sure you can get to second.
Ooh, and he bounced one in, but Olivo blocked it.
Cabby directed traffic.
As he normally does.
Good crossing guard.
At the plate, on the base paths.
He's a beauty.
Should we give him a stop sign? Like crossing guards have?
He can have whatever he wants.
Johnny looking for a big hit. 1 for 15 on the homestand. We'll shoot that one foul back out of play. 2-1.
Tigers hitters with a really nice approach here in this inning against a guy throwing in the upper 90s. No one's trying to pull him. Cabby went right back up the middle. Prince, he did pull him. He got in front of his and drilled it to right field in a favorable count. But then you had Delman Young going the opposite way as well.
(6-4) Seattle in the lead. We're in the 8th. 2 on for the Tigers. 1 out. And this one gets away from Olivo, but neither runner going anywhere. 3-1. Cabrera, the runner, at third base. Fielder is at first. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Fouled away. 3-2 on Johnny Peralta. Alex Avila waiting on deck.
Doubt very seriously if Prince will be on the move here. 3-2 with 1 out. I don't think Jim's concerned about the double play here. He wants to make sure Avila gets to the plate in this inning with a couple of runners on base.
Oh, he got him with a breaking ball. Man, oh, man. And Peralta disagrees with that call from James Hoy. Look at this.
May have been too good to take.
So Avila will step in now with the tying runs on. Alex earlier in the game against Vargas hit one over the center field wall. It was his 3rd home run of the year. Olivo has been busy behind the plate tonight. 1 ball, no strikes on Avila. And missed the outside corner. Prince going to get to second base. Nice job. Olivo couldn't find it.
If I'm Eric Wedge, I might consider not even pitching to Avila here. To be honest with you. You saw Avila try to snatch that one back into the hitting zone. 2-0 count now. 2 outs, base open. Rayburn on deck.
Here's the 2-0. In there for a strike. Of course, the counter argument to that is that you put the go-ahead run at first base. But you would think the right-hander would be a better matchup than Avila would.
When you say counter matchup, you mean in fear of maybe walking one in?
Well,
the winning run on first.
Yeah, you put the potential winning run at first base by walking Avila. But I would definitely agree that the Rayburn-Wilhelmsen matchup would have been better for them. But he's gotten back in the count now, 2-2.
A couple of really good breaking balls.
second and third with 2 outs. Little swing and a miss. He struck him out. Wilhelmsen gets it done with a couple of strikeouts. Tigers strand 2.
Tigers with the MLB.com at bat 12 for your iPhone, iPad, Android, on Windows Mobile. Get live audio pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at bat to 31826 or visit Tigers.com for details. How about Wilhelmsen in that pitch sequence to Avila after he had fallen behind Avila, 2 balls, no strikes. Breaking ball, and then 97 mile-per-hour fastball
to put him away. Tigers strand 2 in scoring position, so we go to the 9th in a 6-4 ball game. Ichiro stands in, takes a strike.
And Koch continues to do really good work against left-handed batters. Since the season has began this year, lefties are batting under 200 against Phil.
Ichiro looks at a ball outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. He'll be followed by Montero and then Seager. Two and 1. It seems that every pitch that comes to the plate, Ichiro is actually stepping out of the box, whether he takes it or swings at it. Here's Koch's 2-1 pitch. That time he stayed in and lines a base hit to left center.
He is scary good.
Wide turn, better get back.
I mean, to clear your hips out of the way as much as he does, and then able to keep that bat in the hitting zone as long as he does. Look how long the bat head stays in the hitting zone. It stays in the zone so long, and he's able to hit that ball from foul line to foul line.
We'll bring up Montero.
Rookie mistake on my part, too. I knew as soon as I said Phil Koch has done a nice job with his left-handers.
Way to go.
Each row get a hit.
No such thing as a jinx. Slow roller. Third base side. Koch is going to let it roll. It's going to stay fair. Barely on the grass. Koch tried to will it into foul ground with no luck.
That was the right play by Phil and Cabrera. It was nothing that they were going to be able to do there. They weren't going to get an out at first base.
If I could have your attention, please. Now, he's running for Seattle.
Where's Lenny Randall when you need him?
for Wells.
So Montero will be lifted for the pinch runner. Casper Wells, the former Tiger. Montero almost embarrassed to take that base hit with a grin on his face, which, by the way, is the 14th hit of the night. Showing bunt, and he lays it foul. 0-1 on Seager.
He started a little late. And when you're up there in a sacrifice situation, you want to make sure you start a little sooner to make sure you give yourself a chance to get the bat out in front of home plate.
Seattle now with 5 infield hits in this game. There go the runners. Here comes the throw to third. Safe. Ichiro actually was the only one in motion. Wells stayed anchored at first. And Ichiro just got in there.
Well, it's a difficult play for Cabrera. You're looking for the bunt, so you're playing in front of third base about 5 steps. Ichiro sees that. Cabrera comes in a couple steps, and by the time he recognizes that Ichiro's off for third, not able to quite get back to the bag to apply the tag. It's a good heads-up base running by Ichiro.
His second swipe this year. First and third with nobody out. Infield in for Detroit. Two and one.
Ichiro is now 10 for 10 in his last 10 attempts of third base. 9 of those last year.
Popped up, foul ground. Cabrera has room. That's a start. 1 out.
The first baseman, Alex Liddy.
So here is Alex Liddy.
Liddy's had a nice day.
Home run, his last at bat.
Liddy's having a nice season.
Seattle 6 for 16 with men in scoring position tonight.
That's an area where they had struggled coming in their last 5 games. They had a sub 200 batting average with runners in scoring position, but they have perked up here tonight.
Showing bunts.
Really? All that power?
It's kind of odd, huh?
Runner on third. Less than 2 outs? Really? Must have been some miscommunication.
I would think so. No sign this time, and he fouls it off. 1 ball, 1 strike. Liddy 2 singles, a steal, a homer. 6-4, Seattle in the lead. We're in the 9th inning. Seattle raced out to a 4-0 lead tonight. And they have never trailed in this game. Meanwhile, there's action in the Tigers pen. Thad Weber, who was recently called up, he's warming up. Swing and a miss out in front. One and two. Colt trying to wiggle out of this jam here. Saunders waiting on deck. outside corner. 2 gone.
The center fielder, Nicholas Williams.
You cannot give up on Phil Coke's breaking ball as a right-handed hitter when it appears that it's going to be off the plate outside, because he has really learned how to make that ball come back and catch the outside corner.
So Michael Saunders now with 2 outs. Runners still at first and third. Saunders had a 2-run double back in the 3rd inning. And he looks at ball 1. The closer is up for the Seattle Mariners, Brandon League. Tigers coming up in the bottom of the 9th have Rayburn, Santiago, and Jackson due up. There's a drive down the right field line. That ball is hit well, and it's going to be off the wall. Suzuki scores. They might get 2 runs in. Here comes a throw to the plate, and he is out at home plate.
What a day for Saunders.
Double and an RBI as Ichiro scores. Casper Wells rounding third, trying to get home. He's out. Back here at the ballpark as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Last call for the Tigers here on a really nice night for baseball. We have a new pitcher on now for Seattle, and that would be their closer. Brandon League will check in.
And he's got some really good stuff. 10th game that he has been in, only 1 blown save. That came in King Felix's last start. Felix was very good for 8 innings, and Brandon came in and gave up a couple of runs in that game, the first 2 runs he's given up this year.
So League will face a pinch hitter. Don Kelly will bat for Ryan Rayburn. Kelly, then Santiago, and then Jackson. Tigers now down by 3 runs. 3 for 14 this year for Kelly with 3 RBIs. And Brandon League misses outside, 1-0. Kelly this year 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter. That's in there, a strike. That bounces in about 5 feet in front of the plate. 2-1.
League throws a forkball. as well as a mid-90s fastball. That must have been his forkball.
37 saves last year for Seattle. ERA of 2.79 out of the back end of their bullpen. Way high, and now the count goes to 3-1. Tigers tonight have been out hit 15-8. Here's the 3-1 pitch. He walked in. Well, that's a good start. Base on balls to the pinch hitter, Don Kelly. Now Santiago. Ramon came on as a pinch hitter back in the 7th for Brandon Inge and bounced out. And there's ball 1.
It's a nice job by both Kelly and also Santiago. And when you're trailing by a few runs late in the game, you have your hitters take a strike until the tying run comes up. And there is no sense in urgency in swinging at what League is throwing right now.
Here's the 1-0. That's in there, a strike at 95 miles an hour. 1-1 on Ramon. Oh, on the outside corner. Santiago steps out. One and two. That'll get back out of play. Jackson will be next. Tigers down by 3 here in the 9th. Brandon League broke in with Toronto, pitched with the Blue Jays until 2009 when he joined Seattle in 2010. Got him, strike 3. Santiago punched out of there, 1 gone. Look at his ERA the last 4 seasons.
Getting better and better. Learning how to pitch. He's always had great stuff.
Here's Jackson. Foul tip, 0-1. Seven punch-outs tonight for Seattle pitching. Felix Hernandez, Adam Wilk tomorrow in game 2. Here's the 0-1. Off the inside part of the play. Tigers need 1 more base runner to bring the tying run to the plate.
There's King Felix, seated right next to tonight's starter, Jason Vargas.
Swing and a miss. 1-2. League's 37 saves last year for Seattle, far and away the most he had recorded in a single season. An all-star last year as well. Missed it inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He's from Hawaii, right?
He was born in Sacramento.
Oh, okay.
But he went to high school in Honolulu, so there you go. Bouncing ball, left side of the infield, going to be a tough play. Quick throw. Got him at first.
Nice play by Seager.
Jim Joyce has had like 3 bang plays at first base tonight. Great play by Seager.
With Jackson running out of the batter's box, I thought this was going to be a knock, but a real quick exchange by Seager to the throwing hand, and boy, it doesn't get any closer than that.
No, it does not. So Kelly goes to second, 2 outs, and it's up to Boesch. If Jackson beats that out, it's a much different inning, especially with Cabrera waiting on deck. A clutch play for Kyle Seager. 1 strike on Boesch. Fouled away, 0-2. League is 1 strike away. Boesch 1 out of 4 tonight. RBI single back in the 3rd. And the 0-2 off the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kelly led it off with a walk and a pinch hitting roll. He's at second now with 2 outs. And the 1-2. Bouncing ball left side of the infield. Kawasaki got him at first base.
Another bang play to end the ball game.
Unreal. Now Kawasaki with a terrific play, ending the inning and ending the game. And Seattle comes into Detroit, wins game 1 in this 3-game series. There's your final 7-4. Back with more from the ballpark.